Just across I-25 from downtown Denver, the usual 76,000 fans have made their way to Philip Power Field at Mile High, the home of the Broncos. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, set to get this one started. And off we go here from Mile High. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. And he'll get about 5.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and
Ball
5.
on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Harvey. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early 3rd down coming up.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. A gain there of 11. 1st down, Broncos.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Handoff now for Harvey. Whoa! And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now the former Ohio State Buckeye. Here's J.K. Dobbins. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Looked to me like the quarterback had the option to pull that and make it a throw, but he decides to give it. Probably wishes looking back that he would have pulled it because there was nowhere for that running back to go.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Right side, catch made by Dobbs. They get 14 on that hookup. Good for a Denver 1st down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. but they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
Almost set. Ready. Ready. Hold on.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. That is taken in by the veteran, Mike Evans. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Ready.
Back to throw is Nix. And that one is incomplete. Penalty flag down, back in the backfield, in the area of holding. Now it is 1st and goal. This is intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Chin. He's to the 40. Still going. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Raiders. Well, that changes the story quickly. Looked like a very nice opening drive to start. Instead, Greg, it goes back the other way, and the defense scores first.
And Mike, early on, that's exactly how they drew it up. They wanted to come out and establish themselves with this first drive of the game, and then all of a sudden, disaster strikes. Not only do they turn the ball over, the defense is able to take it all the way back for the pick six.
Raiders 7, Broncos nothing.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He'll start at the 4. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 33, here's 2nd and a couple. A run once more, that's Harvey. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Third and 2. Here we go. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got it! And he will score! Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Broncos. His 4th TD grab of the season. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then
And trouble on this extra point. It is blocked. Look at him go. He's inside the 40. he's going to take this one back all the way. Disastrous. The blocked extra point leads to 2 for the defense instead of 1 for the offense.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Bowers, the man in motion. On the ground, this is Ashton Genty. Man, some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Back to throw. Open man downfield. It's Pittman. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. They get 25 on that connection. First down, Vegas. Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. And it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. That's going to be incomplete. And it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. He gets this one complete to Pittman. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Raiders with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. The red zone now. He'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
To the air one more time. Forced out, and they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Jonathan Cooper. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up 3rd and long. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. He's got his receiver, and that's Jack Bess. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
First down.
That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Here's Genty. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Vegas. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. 2 choices down there. Either work it up inside or use that speed to the edge. And Greggy's able to sneak it in for the touchdown.
Down here this close, Mike, there's a lot of bodies in there tight. So oftentimes, if you can get the back on the edge, they can rely on that speed, and that's exactly what we saw here. He wins the race to the pylon, and he's rewarded with 6 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Hold on, set. Ready. My name is Hunt.
Drive starts on down, and this is Harvey. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play. These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Raiders' 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 5.
Hold on, set. Ready. My name is Hunt. Hey, kill.
On the give, it's Harvey. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. Forced to his right. Off he goes. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Welcome just a yard short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and short yardage.
That's a smart play. 2nd down, don't force it if it's not there. He's able to tuck it, pick up some extra yards, and set up a more manageable 3rd down.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll throw. It's Nix. That's caught left side. It's complete. 17 yards on that play. First down, Broncos.
17 yards.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
On the handoff, running left is Harvey.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Nix. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's in! Hey, Dobbins. Touchdown, Denver.
So often these defenses come into the game, Mike, and when they build their pass defense plan, there's tight ends, there's receivers, there's so many weapons that these offenses around the league have at their disposal. It could be easy sometimes to not account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what happened here. Easy throw, get it into the hands of one of the most dynamic guys on the field, and let them do the rest after the catch, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He's got it. Broncos are back within a field goal. The lead is 3.
16. Broncos 13.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. He's still on his feet, and he's down inside the 40-yard line. That pickup good for 29 yards.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
First and 10 now from the 36.
Let's go now. We got it. 70 Lions.
Here's Genty. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
15. First down, Raiders.
2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Greg and I return to Denver after this. Here's first and 10. He'll drop to throw. Short throw, that's pulled in by Mayer. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
First and goal.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
He was brought down by Brandon Jones.
Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. Genty is in for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Raiders.
What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
23, Broncos 13.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here's Nix to throw. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
15 yards on the play. That's good for a Denver Broncos.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. That's caught once again by Ingram. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Second down. Nix. Flush to his right. He's going to run it.
That's just great awareness there, Mike. He's looking downfield. He doesn't see anything, but he is locked in to get that first down. He tucks it, becomes a runner, and gets past the marker.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
49-yard line.
Working out of the gun. It's Nix. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it'll bring up second down.
So something they teach these defenders, especially in the secondary, Mike, is to trust your eyes. Don't panic. Don't overcommit until you see where that ball is being thrown. And it's a great example here. The defender just trusting those eyes, breaking on the ball, and he almost comes away with the pick.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down. It's 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. No touchdown, but they are close. Going to be 1st and goal. They've got it at the 3. The Broncos going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
So the big play gets him down close. And now it's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Exiting the pocket right. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Darian Porter. And the Raiders will take over here at their own 12.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll look to throw. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone.
No chance at all. He'll go down. That's the linebacker, Nick Bonito, in there for the sack. He forced his way through. A loss of 9. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. And this will not be a spike. He faked it. And this is going to blow up on them. So much for a fake. It's a sack.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Open man left side. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. The rookie from Texas orchestrating things well. It is a first down.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is. This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit, because that one went nowhere.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start. And this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field. But they've been highly efficient, and now they get another first down.
And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal coming up.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Okay, ready?
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's first and goal. Let the fullback try to power it home. A second effort, and he is in. Hunter Lipke. Touchdown, Las Vegas. His second rushing touchdown of the year. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. Play action now. It's Nix. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Nix, now to throw it here on first down. He's got a receiver. That's Pat Bryant. He'll be out of bounds. That's a decent pickup of 5 on first down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
From the 43, here's second and 5. Throwing, Nix. Out to his right. He keeps it himself. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. They'll come up here first and 10. To throw is Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And he'll take it on in. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos.
Well, Mike, whatever message this coaching staff had at halftime, it clearly worked. They came out fast to start this second half. Big-time play downfield. Now, can they build on some of this momentum here as they start the third quarter?
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos are able to cut the deficit to 10.
Broncos 20. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Now this is going to be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Gentry. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. That's the safety, Talanoa Hufanga on the tackle.
Brings up second and 8.
Keep it on the ground with Gentry. He'll push forward for about a yard. Savion Jones on the tackle.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. So, both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. This is 3rd and 6.
19
He'll look to throw. Over the middle. That's the tight end, Bowers. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Now they'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A big play there for the Raiders. 38 yards.
Let's go now.
They'll run it straight ahead now with Genty. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll go again with Genty. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
3rd down and 9. Moving to his right. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
Next snap on 1st and 10. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
Back to throw is Nix. Hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
I'm not sure what it was, Mike, but there was something off about that play from the jump. I'm not sure if it was the body language or the on-the-line of scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and I think the result showed.
3rd and 6.
Ready.
Throwing is Nix. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 29.
They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on third down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Bombers.
Here's Nix to throw. With the middle of the field, he's got Evans. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Raiders' 22-yard line.
Captain.
2nd down. Nix. He connects with Mims. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
A 1st down throw for Nix. He's got it at the 3. And he will score. Game on. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Denver. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Makes the score Raiders 33, Broncos 27. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Run right up the gut with Genty. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now. 19, Tiger, 19.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That'll be taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. That is incomplete. Throw took him out of bounds, and it will be 3rd down.
And we got a big 3rd down coming up here, Mike. They got a chance with a conversion to possibly get this under the 2-minute warning, put this defense in a position where they have to start using their timeouts.
In motion, that's Thornton. He's got his man. That's Besh. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Raider 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Look wide. Get this one complete. Room to maneuver at the 35. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 20. First down, Vegas.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
On first and 10, it's Genty. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
At the 27-yard line.
Here's second and 9. Now, faking the give. Going over the middle and taken in by Pittman. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's first and 10. A run, Genty, and a good run there. It'll get him 5 yards. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one.
At the 8-yard line.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. Once again, it's Genty. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
So this one